cover price. So call 1-800-284-7900.
What's that number?
1-800-284-7900.
Oil worries really are driving the markets today. Let's get the latest from Tom Cassidy standing by in New York. Tom?
Chuck, oil prices surged again today. Renewed supply worries around the world sparking this rally. Also, the markets are starting to realize that supplies could be tight this winter. On the New York Mercantile Exchange, the benchmark U.S. crude finished the day up another $1.73. It settles at $31.50 a barrel. Unleaded gasoline, meanwhile, gained another 3 cents. It settled at 95 cents a gallon. The stock market losing ground today in the heels of those higher oil prices. The Dow Industrials average right now is down about 34 points to a level of 25.94. On trading volume, it's light. Again, 119 million shares. On the broader and secondary markets, the three key indices show the smaller stocks also suffering today. On the commodity exchange here in New York, precious metals finishing the day higher. An ounce of gold gains almost $3, $2.90 higher. It settles at $391.40 an ounce. Silver up 4 cents at $4.87. In the credit markets, the Treasury's 30-year bellwether issue, the bond, the price is up 2/30 seconds. The yield stands at 8.95%. In personal investment news, deciding on fixed rate versus adjustable rate home mortgages really depends upon the direction of interest rates, as Stuart Varney explains.
For home buyers, the debate never seems to end. Whether to take a fixed-rate mortgage where monthly payments never change, or an adjustable where payments vary, usually year to year. Typically, an adjustable carries a low initial rate. Then, after 1 to 3 years, the rate is changed up or down in line with interest rates generally. With an adjustable, the buyer takes the risk that rates and their payments will go up. Fixed-rate mortgages typically carry a rate 2% higher than an adjustable, but as long as you hold the loan, your payments never change. With a fixed, the bank, that is the lender, takes the interest rate risk. Recently, these bond traders have been pushing short-term interest rates down. That tends to make adjustable mortgages more attractive. But they've been pushing long-term rates up, bad for fixed-rate home loans. Result, the traditional full 2-point spread between adjustables and fixed has been restored after a long period where the difference was much narrower. That means adjustables are swinging back in favor, especially with younger buyers who can move house if rates suddenly turn higher. And there's a psychological negative for fixed-rate loans when that 10% double-digit level is breached. How long you intend to stay in the home, the points you pay, your age, they're all factors affecting your choice of mortgage. But looking strictly at rates, adjustable loans now look attractive again. Stuart Varney, CNN, New York.
And finally, American business leaders are headed for the Soviet Union. The group, to be led by Commerce Secretary Robert Mosbacher, will try to help the Soviets figure out ways to help boost their domestic oil production. An increase in Soviet oil production, even in the future, could ease supply worries around the world and help the Soviet economy. And with about 12 minutes left in the trading day, the Dow Industrials average is down 35 points. We'll have the closing numbers in 30 minutes, Chuck.
We'll look for it. Thanks, Tom. Headline sports ahead. Who will become the next coach of the NBA Denver Nuggets? Stay tuned.
This is CNN Headline News.
For over 360 years, the people of the Orient have known a gem when they see one. Kiko Man.
That's me, Christina Ferrari, after I had my baby. Since then, I lost 25 pounds in 3 months with the Ultra Slim Fast plan. It was easy. Ultra Slim Fast is really delicious and satisfying. I'd have a thick chocolate shake for breakfast, another for lunch, then a great dinner. I love Ultra Slim Fast. It gave me back my figure, and I feel great. Now the only baby fat in this family is on the baby.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
A kiss? Oh, not right now. You really don't want to kiss me.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Give me a minute, honey.
Don't let morning breath ruin a good morning. Get Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients to kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Didn't I hear something about a kiss?
Right here. Right now.
Kiss me.
It is time for a kiss.
Scope, the best thing for...
I see you sitting out there in drear Mundania. Pretty boring, huh? Well, if you want to get away from it all, come visit the land of Xanth. I'm Piers Anthony. I write fantasy for those who like magic, and serious fiction for those who don't. Call my troll-free number to receive a free sample of my newsletter, and you'll learn about my new books, my fantasy calendar, and a few surprises.
Bob Fossella, CNN, Headline Sports. A surprise from the NBA. The coach with the longest tenure with the same team, the Nuggets' Doug Moe, was fired today. A team spokesman said Moe and several front office types met last night and agreed the move was in the best interest of the team. Moe took over the Denver job in the 80-81 season. One other coaching note from the college ranks, Indiana assistant Joby Wright was named head coach at Miami of Ohio. He served under Bobby Knight for the last 10 years. Yes, the U.S. Open is a news-making event. Men's quarterfinal action at the National Tennis Center continues today with second-seeded Boris Becker against American Aaron Krickstein, who's trying to join fellow Americans John McEnroe and Pete Sampras in the semis. And American Andre Agassi takes on Soviet Andrei Cherkasov. 2 afternoon games today in the National League, neither, however, with a bearing on the pennant races. The Cards are beating the Expos. Ray Lankford hit his first Major League homer. And at Candlestick Park, the Reds and Giants, Cincinnati's lead in the West stands at a whopping 7.5 games. Pirates lead over the Mets in the East is 2.5 following last night's doubleheader sweep. The Bucks won the opener 1-0 behind Zane Smith's one-hitter. He's 4-0 since putting on the Pirates' colors. Pittsburgh then came back to win the nightcap 3-1. Jeff King powered a couple of homers and drove in all 3 runs. The winning pitcher, another lefty, Neil Heaton. And Bucks skipper Jim Leyland knows what he's doing. The Mets are just 21-25 against left-handed pitching and face another one in tonight's finale of this 3-game series. Randy Tomlin takes the mound for Pittsburgh against the Mets' Julio Valera, who's making just his second Major League start. Bob Fossella, CNN, Headline Sports.
This is CNN Headline News.
I just read something new. If your athlete's foot won't go away, you could have more than athlete's foot. You could also have a secondary yeast infection. That's right, yeast. It burns and itches just like athlete's foot. To solve this problem, you need Mycotin.
Only Mycotin cures both athlete's foot and secondary yeast infections with miconazole.
Oh, thanks.
So why treat only half your problem?
Step up to the cure. Step up to the Mycotin.
This soap, they say the little people put a spell on it so the scent of it could last a man clean through the day. Ah, capture the last incentive. Irish spring deodorant soap. The Irish never quit.
In the French Alps, there's a source of clean water that's as refreshing as any on Earth. It doesn't flow from some remote mountain peak. It flows from an ordinary faucet that's connected to an Instapure water filter.
Arcadia, Louisiana, population 4,000, is known as the site where the infamous outlaws Bonnie and Clyde were killed in a police ambush 56 years ago. Now the town is cashing in on the fame. Arcadia's monthly flea market will take on a new look when it opens for business next week. The 3-day event will feature various Bonnie and Clyde paraphernalia. Actor Charlie Sheen plans to spend the next 3 months taking a vacation. He's just out of a rehab center in Santa Monica, California, after undergoing a month of treatment for alcohol abuse. Sheen says a heavy workload brought on his drinking. Following his vacation, he plans to start work on a new movie in January. If you thought the popular 1970s TV show The Brady Bunch had disappeared forever, think again. Jeff Flock reports this time the Bradys are taking to the stage.
Does this woman look familiar? Her name is Brady.
What a day.
That's her husband, the kids, oh, and Alice.
Oh, no, I'd face him with it. Right away, face to face.
If they look familiar, it is because they are...
The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch.
The TV show that was a family favorite in the 70s is now a 90s smash.
Have become something of a specialty for an English professor at the College of the Ozarks. For fun, Fred Pfister compiled a list of some of the yarns, you know, like Minnesota has 2 seasons, winter and highway construction. Another about an Oklahoman who swears the wind blows so hard there that once, when the day was calm, everybody fell down. And there's the one about the Arkansas native who swears finding comfortable weather in Dallas is as rare as finding horse manure. That's it for
a visit to Japan by Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev. 3 bombs exploded today in Madrid's stock exchange and government buildings. No one has claimed responsibility. Jordan's King Hussein left on another diplomatic mission to end the Persian Gulf crisis. This time, he's going to Iraq to speak directly with Saddam Hussein. Jordan has been profoundly affected by the crisis, both by a loss of Iraq as a major trading partner and by the massive influx of refugees inside its borders. With the headlines, I'm Harley Hotchkiss.
Headline News, I'm Chuck Roberts. Bloodshed, flight plans, and equal time for President Bush lead the day's news from the Persian. And President Bush agrees to tape a speech for Iraqi television. Today on a campaign fundraiser in Topeka, Kansas, Mr. Bush announced he'll tape an address in the coming days and send it to Iraq. After wishing aloud he had the same access to Iraq's people as Saddam Hussein has to Americans, Iraq's information minister said Baghdad state-run television would air President Bush's comments.
Issues. And I also hope to discuss the progress of Soviet reform. And I will continue to press for a prompt resolution of a START treaty.
Wounded in the arm and taken to a Kuwaiti hospital where U.S. diplomats from Baghdad will be allowed to visit him. Those diplomats say today the man had apparently been violating curfew and had not been singled out because he's an American. The State Department says a long-planned Kuwaiti airlift will begin tomorrow and continue until all Americans who are allowed to leave do. The U.S. is chartering an Iraqi Airways flight to Kuwait City, then to Baghdad, and finally to Amman, Jordan. Officials are warning.
Between the Kuwaiti youth and the Army, and in other areas, sometimes the Army, they fight each other.
Is there anything that you would want the United States to do at this point?
Attack Iraq, kill Saddam.
The State Department is denying a report the U.S. Embassy there in Kuwait City will be closed in the coming days, but it is warning all Americans still in the country to stay away from this compound. It's still guarded by Iraqi troops. Sun, sand, and scorpions are making life miserable for an...
Turning forever to Kuwait.
I want to look around, see if life is back to normal, then I'll stay. But if it's not, then I'll pack my things and come back to Jordan again.
The return to Kuwait has received little public attention, overshadowed by the hundreds of thousands going the other way. It's unexpected business for the bus company.
I'm an owner of transportation company. I have to do business when there is available business for it. If people stop going there, I stop doing it.
2 extra buses were put on for the Kuwait run on Thursday.
A passenger paid about $35 for this ride to Kuwait. They'll spend about 16 hours aboard the bus, and only then will they find out the shape of the lives they left behind. Richard Roth, CNN.
Walter, by any chance did I receive any colossal floral arrangements today?
A colossal floral arrangement? I didn't see any.
I get any packages?
Well, now that you mention it, you did get a package. It's in my apartment.
Hope it's the big one. No, hope it's the small one. That means Jules. Happy birthday, Whitley. Jaleesa, you remembered? That's better than nobody.
Still charming at 21. Well, it's a shame, though. I really did not get a chance to shop for a present.
Doesn't matter what size the gift, unless you're giving the house.